welcome to another video of Reina Clothier. Today we'll be discussing the history of dress shoes and how everything came about essentially. So we'll start. So if there's really one shoe to know, it's the Oxford. So the classic English dress shoe actually originated in Scotland and is also referred to as the Balmoral, after the Balmoral Castle. So the style first made an appearance in Europe in as early as 1640, but didn't become popular until the late 1800s. So after the shoe's sleek kind of silhouette had been adopted by your English prep schools, and that's hence why they called it the Oxford. Now, before the introduction of the Oxford, there is what they called the laced up Oxford. So the most common footwear option was just a high top shoes that were fastened using buttons. So it's a little different than you see here as far as the laced up actual shoe itself. And then the bow-tied laces were originally perceived as more of a feminine look. So with no obviously denying that the lace-up design was more efficient and comfortable than buttoning up, which kind of heightened the rate of adoption for that. So some historians actually attributed the term straight-laced to the ways different people tied their Oxford, although it's still heavily debated right now within the shoe world, the classic shoe world. Now, the style had migrated stateside by the turn of the century, so where it fell into favor among American businessmen and entrepreneurs looking just to convey both professionalism and cosmopolitan heritage. Now, the 1920s saw the first experimentations with this style. So when the jazz and the flapper culture really introduced an element of flamboyance, using two-toned and contrasting leathers to create a sporty and a preppy look. Now, the signature feature of the Oxford is a closed lacing. So what that means is the eyelets are just attached directly beneath the vamp instead on top of it. So today they're most often encountered in boardroom settings and just tend to skew formal, and although they can be worn in a way that really makes them decidedly more casual. Now, among the many brands that are just well known for the Oxfords, definitely look for companies like Cheney and Sons, Church's, Trickers, Allen Edmonds, of course, Crockett and Jones, and Eldon. Now, the next shoe is a derby, or people might call them a Gibson or a Blucher. So the derby, really the characteristic or as a feature is open lacing. So which differentiates from its near cousin, which is Oxford. So because the underlying structural components are exposed, the derby is considered less refined and therefore less formal than its stylistic counterpart. So named after a 19th century Prussian general, which is, I think I may be saying his name incorrectly, so I do apologize as far as the pronunciation, but Gerbert Lebert von Blücher. So the Blücher or the Blucher origins are intertwined with Prussia's military history. So it's really neat how it comes to fruition with that. And then von Blücher commissioned the shoe design to replace a standard issue military boot in 1814, which was both impractical and uncomfortable. So the Blücher or the derby enabled the general to just ready his troops for battle much faster because it was designed with laces and a below the ankle construction, so they can pull their shoes on and off with ease. Now, Van Blücher and his troops really played a key role in the defeat of Napoleon Bonaparte at Waterloo, which confers, a level of historic importance of the shoe's design that is. So perhaps, unrivaled by any other. Now, contemporary, just irritations of the classic design can be seen, in common projects and, Mark McNary, although the classic style is best represented by the same crew as the Oxford. So your Cheney and Sons, your Churches, your Trickers, your Allen Edmonds, and Eldon. The next shoe style is the Brogues. So the Brog is really perhaps the most important dress shoe style to date. So notable, contemporary designers like Tom Brown create seemingly just endless interpretations of the classic style. So the Brog was originally designed as a field shoe, but has since found its way into boardroom and formal settings. Now, while Brog can either be an Oxford or Derby, the name comes from the Gaelic word brog, which means shoe, and refers to the decorative perforations along the exterior of the shoe. So the brog patterns are generally configured according to 4 different cap styles. So what I mean by cap styles, there are full wingtip, there's semi, there's quarter, and there's long wing. Now, while now purely decorative, originally broguing had fully perforated holes that helped drain water after wading through Scottish bogs. So that's a really neat little tidbit of the day for that part. And then if you're just planning on, trekking through some marshes, take a preliminary trip to, Trickers, the Sanders, or even Alden to stock up on a classic pair of Brogues. They're really wonderful to have. The next shoe style and the history of it is monk straps. So the monk strap is currently the most, how would I say, rackish of classic dress shoe styles. So, but as the name really suggests, it was originally designed as a dressier and a more durable alternative to sandals for European monks, hence the monk strap. So essentially a work shoe, monk straps traditionally feature a cap toe to provide additional protection. So they are structurally similar to a blucher, but, monk straps, there's askew type laces and favor buckles, either 1 or 2, which make them exceptionally just easy to take on and off. And the next one is, more on the buckle side of it. So the buckle places, monk strap in a liminal space between a derby and a loafer in terms of just formality. So leaving the top buckle unbuckled is an affection, really just like an affectation related to break-in period, just associated with the high vamp shoes, but also come to just convey an air of, how would you say, just sprezzatura within fashion circles. So especially like an Italian style as well. So Atlanta-based designer, his name is Sid Mashburn, with his eye just for prep, American prep style, with kind of infused with a Italian style, is partially credited with the recent resurgence of the monastic shoes popularity. So although many will just point to a gentleman named Lino Lelusi as the true progenitor of the trend. So if you're looking to pick up a pair, head to either Edward Green, John Lobb, is very, very known in England, Alfred Sargent, J. Crew, or of course Sid Mashburn there in Atlanta, all of whom just preserve the original details of the classic style. Now, that is really going to do it as far as the couple styles that I mentioned. If you guys have any questions, feel free to comment, share, and like this video, or even email me as well. I'd love to answer any questions, love to learn more about dress shoe wear. If you guys have any questions, again, reach out to me, or if you like to order any type of custom-made garments, sport coats, 2-piece suits, 3-piece suits, dress shirts. We are here to serve you here in Austin, but we service all of our clients all over the world. With the beauty of technology, we embrace it, and we are ready to serve you. So again, hope you guys have a wonderful day, and take care.